Hey everybody, welcome back to MPQ Mastery, where we teach you to destroy more gems. Today I'm going to be talking about the puzzle gauntlet that's happening right now in March of 2021. We actually just got a puzzle gauntlet a little bit ago, but they've thrown another one at us. This one appears to be slightly trickier than the ones before. So I'm going to go through these real quick and just tell you who I used to defeat them. And there's one of these that I just have not been able to beat. So you can tell me who I should use. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first one is a change of pace. And round one is have 10 friendly attack tiles at once. Now, the biggest thing with these, and I've seen a few people, not only just in my comments, but in just many of the groups and forums and whatnot, I've gotten people who have asked, well, how do I beat them? And it's not about beating them. They actually put them at really high level, give them lots of HP. Don't beat them. Just finish the puzzle. This one is have 10 friendly attack tiles at once. And honestly, for that, attack tiles, ooh, that's the fists. It's really easy. All you have to do is pick the team that I've already put up there. Polaris is pretty important because, as soon as you have one on the board, as long as you match it and she's on the team, then you can she'll start duplicating those and making lots of them all at once. You would want Carnage. You can have the 5-star Carnage or the 4-star Carnage on your team. Either way, they're going to automatically make some attack tiles and then have Polaris match some of those to just quickly get to 10. It's very, very fast. So that's what you want to do for that first one, which was have 10 friendly attack tiles. The next one is have 10 friendly strike tiles. And it's fairly similar. Instead of Carnage, though, what I ended up doing was I just went down to get Dakin. Dakin, or honestly anybody who can make some attack tiles, but Dakin seems to be the easiest. All you have to do is match greens, and then he puts some on the board. And it's not about how powerful they are. It's just about doing it. Another option that you have, if you don't want to use Dakin, or if you don't have Dakin, would be to use the 4-star Rocket and Groot. Because if you have their 1 power, if I can actually find them here, if you have their power, welcome to the team, at level 5, then at the very start of the fight, they're going to put 7 on the board. Match 1 with Polaris on there, bam, you're done. That fight's really easy. Again, those two are pretty easy. And then the last one is have 14 friendly protect tiles. Same sort of thing. Make sure Polaris is on the team. And then what you want to do is have somebody who will make some protect tiles. You can pick Beta Ray Bill. He's a good choice because he will put some on the board. Also, Karnak can put 1 on the board. He puts 1 on the board at the beginning of the fight, and if you just match that one, he'll make more and more and more because of Polaris, so that's an easy one. Another person that you can obviously have is kind of just anybody who makes shield tiles. So you can have the 2-star Bullseye, you can have the 3-star Magneto, just pretty much anybody who makes protect tiles, and a lot of people do, so you should be okay. Protect tiles are very easy to get in this game. The next fight is have 16 web tiles at once, and again, it's actually pretty easy to do. The trick with this one, though, is obviously you have Spider-Man 2099 on the enemy team, which means every time that the enemy matches blacks, yellows, or blues, they're going to be putting some on the board. At the same time, you want to have them on your team as well. So every time you match them, you'll be putting some on there. Now I just make my already made Spider-Verse team of Miles, Spider-Man, that's the 5-star Spider-Man, and the Spider-Man 2099. That's a really easy team. Again, the web tiles will actually pop up pretty quickly. The trick here, though, is that when you're fighting, you do not want to hit the Infinity War Spider-Man, the one that immediately starts at the front. The reason why is because when he's hit, he destroys web tiles to reduce damage. So you immediately want to switch to Venom and then just start wailing away. And you'll get to 16 web tiles pretty darn quickly. We're already to 4. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're already to 9. Here, I'll match another one. That's another 3. They got rid of 1, but they're about to put 3 more. It is actually pretty fast. Bam. So again, super easy to get 16 web tiles on the board at one time. That's kind of the the strategy whenever you're using a Spider-Verse character is to do that. The last one here is have 20 charge tiles at once. Now you'll notice that they are putting Storm and Thor on the enemy team. Storm is going to make charge tiles every turn, and so will Thor. Wolverine is there to destroy tiles whenever he gets the chance. But you'll notice that the subtext on there is on your turn, new tiles have an increased chance to be yellow. And for me, that told me that Negasonic Teenage Warhead had to be on this team. She is a really, really fast way to create charge tiles, especially with her. I have it at level 5, but her yellow power is Resistor, and that is that she swaps 4 pairs, and any black, blue, or purple tiles that are swapped converts them to charge tiles. So she can get that and make charge tiles really fast. Her red power makes charge tiles, and her green power makes charge tiles. So honestly, I also threw Storm on the team with her, as well as Black Bolt. So I just had those 3 guaranteed really fast. Now, the next ones are where it gets to be a little bit tricky. Now, the next one is have 10 enemy strike tiles on the board at once. And again, you need to pay attention to who you're fighting. You're fighting Loki and Elektra. And Scarlet Witch is there too, but she is again there to thwart you, to stun you, deal damage, and destroy tiles. But Elektra and Loki are kind of key. You can win this by allowing them to do their thing. Because on the subtext there, it says, on your turn, new tiles have a chance to be friendly strike tiles, which means you're going to be putting out strike tiles regardless, right? And Elektra has the chance to steal those. At the same time, Loki's black power, which takes friendly strike tiles and turns them into protect, or friendly protect tiles and makes them into strike. So that is the key here. The match itself is going to make the friendly strike tiles for Elektra to steal. Your job is to put people out who will make protect tiles. And when you're making those protect tiles, you're just waiting and setting Loki up to get as much black as he can so that he can go ahead and convert all of your protect tiles to strike tiles. Now, in this case, you have to use a featured character, and the featured characters are Wasp, Thor, Black Panther, Star-Lord, and Beast. I used Black Panther. His blue ability allows you to put some protect tiles on the board. Also, his yellow abilities has the chance to put some on the board, but not necessarily always there. Again, if you have Beta Ray Bill, he's a really, really easy one because he has the ability to create more and fuel others' AP every time that a shield tile is destroyed. But obviously the goal is to make as many as possible and wait for Loki to steal them. So that is the key, Beta Ray Bill. And again, other people, as you can already see who I've used because they're either dead or really weak. But I've also used Nico in this fight as well, because Nico also creates protect tiles. And the goal here is to make protect tiles so that Loki can steal them and put them into strike tiles. And then at the same time, Elektra will take the strike tiles that are already being made and turn them into enemy strike tiles. So it works out. This one is clear the enemy strike, protect, and attack tiles. This one is really interesting because it says on your turn, new tiles have an increased chance to be purple. And that seems like it's trying to tell you to use Star-Lord because his purple ability allows you to steal the enemy strike tiles, the enemy special tiles. However, there's a trick here, and all you have to do is bring in Black Bolt into your fight. Black Bolt has an ability called Quasi-Whisper that says that basically it destroys the middle 2 rows if you use it regularly. But if you read the fine text, if you have at least 5 AP in all colors, he destroys the board. So that is the key. So essentially, you just have to make sure you have 5 in every color, and then make sure you have at least 10 green. Use his power, the fight's over immediately. That's an easy fight if you have Black Bolt and he's powered up. So that's really good. Now this one was a tricky one. I've only beat it once, and I'm pretty sure it was by luck. But this one is have 20 fortified tiles at once. and on your turn, new tiles have an increased chance of turning green. Now, who I brought into this fight originally was, obviously, I brought in Black Panther because his abilities create fortified tiles. So you definitely want to bring him in. Also, who I brought in was Shuri, who's also dead, as you can see, because I was trying to win again and it didn't work. And also, the enemy has her on their team, but she actually works out really well, is Misty Knight. Now, the trick here is, obviously, you don't want to use Misty's green ability because it destroys fortified tiles. However, her blue ability will create fortified attack tiles. Black Panther will make fortified protect tiles and sometimes, strike tiles. But Shuri, her red power, you basically just want to store up as much red as you can. You can even use boosts just to go ahead and start off with a bunch of red. But her red ability costs 6. So just try to get as much red AP as you can, and then just use that one over and over again because it creates a lot, and you need 20. But I think you can use it 4 times and you should have it good. And that's just if you just use Shuri. If you're using a combination of Misty, Shuri, and Black Panther, you should be able to do it pretty fast. I've only been able to do it once, but it's just because the bad guys are doing a lot of damage. Now, obviously, here on the side, you have these 2 fights they're very, very tough, and one of them I have not been able to beat. But this one here, changing the game, is you want to have 16 friendly strike tiles at once. On your turn, new tiles have an increased chance to be purple, and on your turn, new tiles have a chance to be friendly strike tiles. So neither of those are necessarily all that helpful, but and it won't even let me do it because it says mission locked because I did already beat it. But who I used, because you still have to use one of the pre-selected characters, who I used in that fight was Star-Lord. And the reason for that is because Star-Lord could steal a little bit and could destroy a couple of tiles here and there, but mostly because of who you're fighting, you really kind of are just waiting for them to do their thing. And essentially, what you want to do is you want to set up Wolverine to use his powers, because his powers will give you your friendly strike tiles pretty quickly. Try to not match any purple so that the purple is just out there and can be filled up with friendly strike tiles that Wolverine will give you. And also red, the same thing. Whenever he uses his red ability, it'll also give you some tiles. So that's the trick with the patch one. Essentially, this whole thing is you're just waiting for him to give it to you. It did take me a few tries, but it does work. The last one is the one that I haven't been able to beat. Have 14 friendly protect tiles at once. I have tried Black Panther on here. I might try Star-Lord next, but it doesn't seem like the other characters are actually of any use in this case. So I would probably use one of these 2. Who you're fighting, of course, though, is Beta Ray Bill. So he's going to be putting a lot of, opponent ones on there. And obviously also Bishop, who what I have found so far is that he keeps stealing mine. He'll turn my projectiles into his projectiles. So it's been very, very tricky. I would love any tips as to how to beat that down in the comments. Let me know which characters I should use, and I will let you guys know if I actually do finish it. So those are pretty much my tips on this puzzle gauntlet. Hopefully this was helpful for anybody who is having issues fighting this. There is still 4 days and 4.5 days when I'm recording this, but probably when it goes live, there'll only be about 4 days because I'm going to put it up in the morning. But let me know what you guys think, and let's continue the discussion down in the comments. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Otherwise, thanks for coming to MPQ Mastery, and go destroy some gems.